Melissa, can you hear us in the chambers?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Except for mine. Eat my dust, or bite me as the decal at the back of the pickup truck out there says. You didn't get it?
I took a picture of it. I thought it was the most hysterical thing I've ever seen.
I finally protest sign I finally But my favorite is Holbert Jim. Oh, yeah, I probably wouldn't go by with that one, but I'm with you, man. That one. Okay. I'm staying over here so you can't kick me still. I'm sorry to do this. Let's get the party started. Ooh, that's kind of loud up here. Good evening. Today's date is April 28, 2025. The time is 5:30 p.m. We are assembled here at 10 West State Street, which is the City of Marshalltown City Council chambers, and we passed out the agenda. I call the meeting to order. Would those available join us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Fonseca? Here. Kell.
Here.
Lottiehoff.
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Nichols.
Here.
Schneider.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Very good. We have a quorum and a full house. And it is now time for people who'd like to comment publicly. Members of the public may make comments on any item that was not on the agenda during this time. Approach the mic, state your name and address, and limit your comments to 3 minutes unless I authorize longer, and direct your comments to the mayor and council as a whole. And the mayor and council may not provide a response to a public comment, but may provide a response to a public comment. Gee, this is different from the last time. I mean, I know I had that last time, but I'm still getting used to it. But shall not engage in discussion or debate on items raised by members of the public. No action may be taken on those items raised in the public comments to comply with open meetings laws. Basically trying to say we don't get to debate or get into the merits of things, but we can reply if there's something simple that could answer a question. With that said, the microphone is open for public comment. Oh, you're going to disappoint me and nobody's going to show up at the, there we go. I was going to say, I could have read that faster.
Ray Mitchum, 1402 South 3rd Avenue. And I just wanted to comment, especially for those who may be old enough to remember 50 years ago, something happened worldwide that was significant, especially to Marshalltown, as it turned out. When I was getting ready for church Sunday morning, we always have the CBS Sunday morning on, and here I heard the name Darwin Judge on national CBS News. And I said, Darwin Judge, we all remember him. He was one of the last 2 Marines to be killed coming out of Saigon. And he was, of course, a Marshalltown boy, and we know we have the Darwin Judge Park now that is after him, and some of you may know him, at least know of his whole story. Of course, the photograph of him carrying the baby to the helicopter, the Saigon baby, and of course, how many Saigon children then were killed in the crash, and all the stories, and how Iowa has been significant, since then. And I just wanted to remember that tomorrow at 10 o'clock, out at the Veterans Home, they're having a special memorial service, and of course I'm sure a lot of you are already aware of it and are planning on going. But they are going to end up laying the wreath at the Vietnam Memorial tomorrow morning during this 10 o'clock service. And I just think a lot of us need to just you'll stop and remember how many were affected by not only the fall of Saigon, but the whole Vietnam War, and how this cap I'm wearing now is because of doing a small part that I could at my age when I was back then. And so I hope we all stop and remember what Marshalltown has had to do with that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray, and I would like to comment on that. It's a remarkable program that has been put together tomorrow. I, too, was able to see that story. There are actually 2 national media stories about it over the weekend. But some of the speakers and family members and others will be there, and there will be a proclamation about Darwin Judge. He was a remarkable young man, truly. So I thank you for that, and do encourage people to be there tomorrow at 10. Anyone else like to speak?
Dave Grieve, 128 and a half East Main Street, and I do like the timer. Got a couple of notes here. I'll try to be quick. As a boomerang guy, yes, allergies are a thing. I remember them now. So if I sound snotty, it's not anything other than that. I was the only civilian that went to the Marshalltown main event Wednesdays at 11 at the courthouse area for the street construction, and more people should go. I've got some very good information. I got to geek out with the senior engineer on all the stuff going on there. Operators are doing a great job. I really enjoyed watching them take that vault apart. Got some high quality skill there. So more people need to come out and see that. They're doing very good information, trying to work with the business people, so I'd like to see that. But more people need to come out there and see what's going on and shop at the stores. They are getting some Gawker traffic, by the way. I went to a presentation that someone told me about this week or so, just last week I guess it was, and it was on human sex trafficking, and I didn't realize Iowa ranked so high. Wichita was the poster child for the missing kids on the milk crates, and they have an organization, ICT SOS, that does with sex trafficking people that come out of the sex trafficking industry and their brains are scrambled. It's horrible. And they name this incorrectly. This should actually be called slavery, because this is slavery in America today. So, other thing I did to this, just this last weekend, which was fabulous, I went to the Orpheum Theater, to the Marshalltown Community Theater's one-act plays that they do. They have an Iowa Playwright Night, and it takes a while to get through the process, but Iowa playwrights write one-act plays, and then the Marshalltown Community Theater actually puts the winners on as a play, and all three plays were outstanding, and very good actors in all of them. There were some local people you might know, and 7 p.m. Friday and Saturday, and 2 p.m. on Sunday is the next time, and I recommend everybody go to that too. Oh, by the way, I got a quote back from a house I'm working on in Kansas. Came in $85,000 above what I expected. Not good.
A good friend of mine from Owine and his wife are coming down on Saturday to watch those plays. Yeah,
Very good.
should be good. Anyone else? Okay. And public comment on to mayor, council, and administrative comments, although I like to go in the other direction. Does any councilor wish to make any comments?
Your Honor, if I may?
You may.
Yes, this past week on Thursday and Friday, I was at the dog park. On Thursday, there was a lady that brought a pit bull down there, and she was courteous enough to use the other part of the park. I got a chance to talk to her afterwards. We commented about dogs, and she just happened to be from Ward 2, and she was a friend of my son's. And she says, yeah, we usually come to the big park, but my dog's aggressive, so she took him to the small park. And so kudos go out to her for being a responsible dog owner. I wish that I could say the same about Friday. We have a real problem, not necessarily dogs, owners as well. There was a gentleman that brought his pit bull. He was on the small dog side first. My young dog was running back and forth with the fence, playing with him. Mother dog was out doing her thing on the northeast side. So he presumes to bring his dog back over to the big side. His dog and my pup was doing just fine. His dog come up to my mother dog, hair raised on the back, started growling. And I said, this isn't going to be good. So I politely left the facility. I don't think anyone should be forced to leave a facility that they're there. We have a real problem. We need to do something. Dogs need to be on leash then if they're that way. So I think we need to take really consideration. I know Mike doesn't want to do anything about it, but something has to be done, because sometime a dog's going to attack. I have over $4,000 wrapped up into 2 dogs. If that happens down there, we need to find out what legality response we can do, because if it happens down there, there will be at least one dead dog. Thank you.
Any other council comments?
Your Honor, if I may,
You may.
I want to comment about something that was in this weekend's newspaper, and especially for Chris Jones and Chris Cross, the fire chief, or police chief and fire chief. they had a thing in there about the kindergartners, what they wanted to be when they grew up. So it looks like these 6-year-olds, when they age out of school, we're going to have so many firefighters and so many police officers and one Formula One driver, okay? So he'll be the one getting arrested by all these police officers. But I mean, if you have the weekend paper, go look at this. It just is so innocent and so refreshing. I mean, just read through it. I mean, I could go on all day about the different categories and stuff, but it's all over the place. And I think back when I was a kindergartner, all I wanted to do was get to first grade, so or stay in nap time all the time. But anyway, it was just neat to see. So Chris, you're going to have, if you're still here in, what would that be, 12 years, 13 years, you're going to have so many applicants, I don't know what you're going to do.
Anyone else? It reminds me of a story. My little brother came home from kindergarten, and he was in tears. We had to walk. It was about 6 blocks. And Mom had a hard time getting him to quit crying. And she finally got him to say, what is wrong, JP? He says, I flunked. I have to go back. Why do you think you flunked? Because the teacher said, I'll see you next year. True story. Okay, any comments today? No. All right. Well, I have 2 things I'd like to talk about. And one of them is to present a Certificate of Achievement in Financial Reporting. And let me read it first, and then I'll present the award itself, which is right here. The Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada, GFOA, awarded a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting to the city for its annual comprehensive financial report for the year ending June 30, 2023. The city has received this award consecutively since 1993. The Certificate of Achievement is a prestigious national award recognizing conformance with the highest standards for preparation of state and local governmental financial reports. In order to be awarded the Certificate of Achievement, a government unit must publish an easily readable and efficiently organized and comprehensive financial report. This report must satisfy both generally accepted accounting principles and applicable legal requirements. I would ask now that Tanya Hudnut, our accounting manager, and Diana Steiner, our finance director, come forward to accept it. Good work. Thank you. Might have to stick around for.
Yes, I give it Barry. You might have to.
Very good, thank you. There's another recognition I'd like to make, and let me describe this as follows. The Certified Municipal Clerk Program is designed to enhance the job performance of the clerk in small and large municipalities. To earn the CMC designation, a municipal clerk must attend extensive education programs. The CMC designation also requires pertinent experience in a municipality. The certification requires continuing education to remain certified. Our city clerk, Alicia, was appointed as the city clerk in August of 2020. She's been with the city since April of 2004. And she is now certified, so thank you. Pulled that one off without having to done the agenda, didn't I?
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you. All right, time for the consent agenda. Anybody wish to move to approve?
Move to approve, Your Honor. Second.
Roll call, I guess.
Kell,
Yes.
Ladioff,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes?
Fonseca. Yes.
Very good. That has carried.
Your Honor, did you want to read the years of service?
Service. Did I miss that? Oh, I did. You're right. I'm sorry. Good. I skipped right over that. Ross Woken with the police, 5 years. Not here tonight, right? But the chief can send our thank you and congratulations for him for making the 5 years. Just thinking 13 years when you have all those kids there, how things are going to be going. All right. Thank you, Gary. All right. Now on to resolutions. What's our first one?
Resolution accepting bid for the 2025 residential demolition project.
Move to approve. Second.
I vote, you can figure out who won. Discussion.
Just a little bit of background. Council did discuss this previously at its March 24th City Council meeting. We brought forward a package to demolish 6 residential structures. Council rejected the bid at that time and asked that we repackage the proposal to demolish 3 structures and look for like proposals for neighborhood improvements on the other structures. So this is for those addresses that are to be demolished. If you look at the city's website now, there are requests for proposals for neighborhood improvement bids on the other 3 structures.
Thank you. Any council discussion on this one first? Any public discussion? Let's do the roll call.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Fonseca,
Yes.
Kell,
Yes.
Lottie Hoff,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Very good, that carried. When able, what's our next resolution?
resolution accepting bid and authorizing the award of contract for the 2025 PCC patch repair project STR 23002 in the city of Marshalltown, Iowa, in the amount of $305,476 to Cedar Falls Construction Company, Inc.
I move we accept this bid.
Second.
Any discussion on this one?
Heather Thomas, Public Works. We were pretty pleased with the turnout for the bids on this project. We had 11 contractors, which I believe is a record in the last 4 years of how many we've had bid on a project. We understand the concrete contractors are a little hungry for work right now. The unit prices on this came in lower than what we've seen the last couple years, so definitely headed in the right direction. This is for the arterial collector streets and truck routes through town. We will, with the bids that came in, probably look at change ordering in a couple of additional patches on these routes to use the budget that we had allocated. With that, I would recommend approval to Cedar Falls Construction.
Very good, thank you. Any comments up here? Any public comment on this one? Roll call.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Fonseca,
Yes.
Kell,
Yes.
Lottie Hoff,
Yes.
Very good. That carried as well. When able, our third one.
resolution approving a 28E agreement with the Marshalltown Community School District regarding sharing the costs to replace a public storm sewer pipe under Franklin Field.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any further discussion on this one? I know we spent a lot of time on it last time. If there aren't any comments up here, or are there any public comments on this one? Roll call.
Kell,
Yes.
Lottie Hoff,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Fonseca,
Yes.
Carried as well. And when able, the fourth one.
resolution authorizing the city to apply for the 2026 Iowa Thriving Communities designation through the Iowa Economic Development Authority.
Is there a motion to
Move to
approve?
approve.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this one? I know that our new city administrator was the one kind of driving force behind this.
Myself and John Hall at the chamber. I don't want to leave him out. But yes, council did discuss this on March 10th, express support for submitting an application. John is working on drafting it with input from myself, and I think we'll be ready to submit it by the May 12th deadline.
Great. Any comments by the council? Any public comments on this one? Roll call.
Nichols,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Fonseca,
Yes.
Hell,
Yes.
Lottie Hoff,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Carried. Enable number 5 out of 8.
Resolution authorizing the use of council's designated local option sales tax to update the city's comprehensive plan and housing study.
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
Your Honor, may I?
You may.
We did, the chamber did commit up to $20,000 to complete the housing study, so we do have some support from the community. I did neglect to include the local option sales tax balance sheet in the council materials, and I just wanted to make sure the council was aware that the projected balance in the council designated portion of the local option sales tax at the end of fiscal year 2026 would be $1,964,525.
Very good. Good to know. Any discussion up here?
We do have the request for proposals written, and so I should be able to post these this week.
This is a public hearing, wasn't it? I was supposed to switch over? No.
Nope, you're good.
Oh, sorry. Yep, I had myself. Now I got to find my cheat sheet again, too. Any public comment on this one, then? All right, roll call.
Fonseca,
Yes.
Hell,
Yes.
Lottie Hoff,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Carried as well. Number 6 out of 8.
public hearing and resolution to approve the fiscal year 25 budget amendment.
I'll declare the public hearing is open right now at 5:53 PM. And I ask for staff review first.
Diana Steiner, Finance Director. So I need to learn how to use the new system. Can you bring up the FY?
The folder is minimized, the WIP folder. The bottom of the taskbar. The file folder.
Down here?
Yeah.
Okay. So bring it up this way.
Well, that's everything in the WIP folder.
Okay, all right. Give me a minute, please. Do you know what number it is? You have to, okay. I should have practiced, sorry. Pull it over. Okay. You see that?
This is why in my jury trials I still use a blackboard instead of PowerPoint.
Is that as big as it'll go? Okay. Can see it? Okay. So, as we were doing the FY26 budget, we were also amending our FY25 budget. So a budget amendment is required when actual expenditures within the 9 function areas, which are down here, the public safety, public works, health and social services, culture and rec, community and economic development, general government, debt service, capital projects, and business enterprise funds. So any time that we think that those will be exceeded, we need to do a budget amendment. If revenues are different than the budget amendment, that does not require an amendment, nor does any differences in the transfers. This budget amendment does not increase property taxes. Property taxes for fiscal year 25 remain the same. The FY25 amendment now reflects the projected activity through June 30th of this year, based on grant funds, timing of construction project expenditures that align with the updated 5-year capital improvement plan, projected wages considering vacancies and retirements throughout the fiscal year, actions taken by council utilizing local option sales tax, etc. In the general fund, revenues continue to equal expenditures. The adopted budget originally had $685,000 transferred from local option sales tax, and now we only have $568,000 needed. We updated positions for vacancies not filled for some of the fiscal year, which included the housing director, planning and zoning position, city administrator, parks and rec director, fire chief, deputy fire chief, engineering staff, transit staff, etc. We also updated the related employee benefits and retirement payouts related to these positions. My memo outlines the major changes for each row. Would you like me to go through it, or are you okay? Okay. Many reports have been provided to let you see things in different ways, such as the projected fund balances, the budget comparison reports, the transfers between funds, and Marshalltown Waterworks budget is also included. So all budget amendments must be to the county by May 31st. So I ask the council to adopt the budget amendment.
Thank you. Next up is to ask if the clerk received any written comments.
No, Your Honor.
We open it up to public comment. Not hearing any. I close the public hearing time at 5:58 p.m. and would solicit any council member discussion and action on the item if needed.
We need a motion to approve the fiscal year 25 budget amendment.
Your Honor, I'd make a motion to approve the 25 fiscal year budget amendment as presented.
I will second that.
Roll call.
Bodyhoff,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Fonseca,
Yes.
Kell,
Yes.
Very good. Budget amendment was approved, and now we have another public hearing.
Public hearing and resolution to approve the fiscal year 2026 budget.
Announce that public hearing is open to 5:58 p.m., and we ask for staff review first.
Diana Steiner, Finance Director. Action must be taken by council to adopt the FY26 budget documents and certification of property taxes. The FY26 transfers between funds also need approved. The approved budget gives authority for the staff to spend for the fiscal year beginning this July. The decisions council has made during the January through April council meetings have been incorporated into the official budget documents that you have here. These have to be submitted to the state and to the county. Some highlights of the budget are that the proposed property tax levy of $16 for every $1,000 of taxable valuation maintains financial resources for fiscal year 2026 and prevents large tax levy fluctuations from year to year. This is the same levy rate as the current fiscal year 25 and the prior fiscal year 24. Through budget discussions with council, the fiscal year 26 general fund operating budget is balanced. The city used $1,076,000 of council-designated local option sales tax for the general fund and another $86,000 for the city building maintenance fund. $3.35 million of loss was used to reduce the debt service levy. No new bonds will be issued in fiscal year 26. My memo outlines the different reports provided. Do you want me to go through any of these, or do you have any specific questions?
Thank you. Did the clerk get any written comments?
No, Your Honor.
Time for public comment. Dashing to the microphone, I'll close the public hearing at 6 o'clock and solicit council member discussion and action item. And I assume we need a motion on this one as well.
Yes.
I so move. I'll second.
Roll call.
Kell,
Yes.
Bodyhoff,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Schneider,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Fonseca,
Yes.
Very good. Our for year 26 budget is approved. And the last public hearing is what?
Public hearing and resolution approving the fiscal year 26 consolidated transit funding application for the Marshalltown Municipal Transit Program.
Public hearing is open at 6:01 PM, and it is time for staff review on this one.
Good evening, Kevin Picoras, Transit Administrator. So each year, we apply for funding from the Iowa Department of Transportation to receive both state and federal dollars to cover day-to-day expenses. This year, we're anticipating $280,000 from the state and $420,000 from federal. In addition to that, we are submitting a grant application, a federal capital grant to replace one 40-foot heavy-duty bus. That cost is $650,200 with a federal share of $552,670, which is 85%. And then 15% local match of $97,530. That's it. Any questions?
Well, let me ask if the clerk received any written comments first.
No, Your Honor.
And now it's time for public comment. Close the public hearing time is 6:02 PM, and we again need a motion to approve.
Move to approve, Your Honor. Second.
Roll call.
Thompson?
Yes.
Fonseca?
Yes.
Kell?
Yes.
Lottiehoff?
Yes.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
That carried as well. And on to the one ordinance of the night. One able.
First reading of ordinance 15100 to amend the official zoning map for lots 166, 167, 168, 169, 170, 171, 172, 173, 174, and 175 in Melrose Park addition to the town of Marshall, Marshall County, Iowa, from medium-density residential zoning district to general industrial zoning district.
Is there a motion to approve the ordinance first?
Move for approval.
A second.
Second.
Discussion.
Right for me? All right. Clayton Ender, Assistant Director, Community Development. Swifton Company has submitted a rezoning petition for approximately 1.17 acres along North 10th Avenue between Lee Street and Woodbury Street. The purpose of the rezoning is to support an expansion of their main campus, and the specific use within the rezoning area would be stormwater detention basin associated with that. They would be removing the existing stormwater detention on the west side of North 10th Avenue and then relocating that to the east, and then there'd be approximately a 40,000 square foot building addition to their distribution center on the west side of the street. Property is currently zoned medium density residential and is utilized for single unit dwellings and vacant parcels. Swift and Company, they have completed purchase of all the parcels there, so they are the property owner of record now. It is proposed to go to GI, General Industrial Zoning District. I have proposed, and the Planning Commission has recommended as well, that there be certain conditions on there of some prohibited uses and some uses that should be transitioned to special use. And really that's in recognition of the comprehensive plan, shows these parcels as a future land use of low-density residential, and we do further define it as within a focus area as an area for significant open space or park buffer type areas. So certainly the intended usage of the area is consistent with the comprehensive plan. General industrial generally wouldn't comply with that, but with the proposed restrictions in the ordinance, it would make it compatible with the intent of the comprehensive plan. And really just kind of quick on what I did for the prohibited uses. I looked through the use table. If it was listed as a special use permit normally, I moved it to prohibited. Those are typically our higher intensity uses, things such as heavy industrial, correctional facility, things that are just less compatible immediately adjacent to residential. If it was permitted but not otherwise allowed in the medium density residential, I just moved that to special use permit. Really the intent there so that it would have a higher level of review. They could certainly still do it, but it has to go to Planning and Zoning Commission and Board of Adjustment for final approval. But again, the intended usage is stormwater management. area certainly has adequate access to all utilities, including storm sewer, which they will utilize. Adjacent land uses are residential, as well as some vacant parcels to the east and south. To the north, they got parking facilities for JBS, and then across 10th Avenue is the main campus of JBS itself. Planning Commission has reviewed this and has recommended approval. And with that, I'd be happy to take any questions for you. And the last thing I'll just mention is we did notify all property owners within 250 feet plus the width of right-of-way. And we did post notice of, post signs on the site. And we did just tonight set the public hearing for your next meeting, so there will be additional notice as well to property owners, affording them an opportunity to speak to you at your next meeting. I'll wrap up my comments there.
So this is the first of probably 3 readings then?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. Any council comments or questions first?
Your Honor, if I may,
You may.
this will be 6 lots that will be purchased, right? That are purchased.
I believe that's how many it is. I didn't count them, I guess.
And one of them was purchased for 3 times the amount of value, and the others were 5 times the amount. What kind of effect on taxes will this be for the city?
Certainly, their intent is to demolish all structures there, so any current structural valuation would be removed from the tax roll. Land valuation, I would anticipate, would stay similar to current valuation. So the additional purchase price, the county assessor could certainly take that into consideration if they believe that the land value has increased as a result of free market activity.
So then this was purchased so they wouldn't have to pay the expense of the stormwater runoff, correct?
Well, they purchased the parcel specifically to construct stormwater management facilities.
So they wouldn't have to pay the city for the, like everybody else does for their water bill, excuse me? On their water bill?
For the, oh, you mean the stormwater utility? I guess I'd have to look to Heather on if there's any exemptions for stormwater utility fees.
Yeah, so there's 2 different things that you could potentially be referring to. There's a stormwater rate credit application process. However, JBS would not qualify for the rate credit associated with that because that looks at an entire campus and not an individual parcel. So they won't be reduced credit for that. There's also a provision in the code that allows people to pay a fee in lieu of providing detention, and that has not been offered to JBS on that. And this is why this is coming forward, is because we are requiring them to put in stormwater detention.
Thank you, Heather.
Other council comments?
I had cut out for a little bit, so I did not hear anything at the end of what Clayton was saying.
Do you need me to
Wait, and I was
go into any additional detail?
Yeah, I was just wondering, so that southeast lot then, those parcels are owned by JBS, as we know now. So then what is it going to look like when it's all said and done? Like, what's going to be on that piece of real estate?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull that up. Lisa, do you just have the agenda up, or is it all in the WIP folder?
I did not pull the agenda up.
I see the aerial view of it. I was just...
In the application packet, I had the concept drawing. That's
At
what
the
I'm,
very bottom.
it's at the very bottom. That's what I'm trying to
Under
find.
the ordinance. You can
Oh,
pull
that's
the-
the wrong meeting. That's why.
oh.
So I got pulled up here on the screen now. So on the east side of North 10th, it's going to be a hole in the ground. There will be landscaping there. They do intend to put a fence around it. But I'm not trying to say that in jest necessarily, but it's a hole in the ground.
It's a hole. How big is the hole in the ground? I can't see it. Like as big as that set of parcels?
Yeah, it's the whole section there essentially.
So the neighbors on the east side of those parcels are going to see they're going to be in their backyard and see a hole in the ground?
There is a required landscape buffer along the east portion of that, so there will be shrubs and understory trees, and they've intended to construct a chain link fence with slats in it. But there will be some vegetation as well, and that is a requirement of the zoning ordinance. Those details specifically would get sorted out with the special use permit. They have submitted that in, and that is under review currently.
Okay, Clayton, and I'm also wondering about like if this section, is that gonna help the smell or not do anything, or does it have anything to do with the smell that
This
we know?
This is not intended to address smell issues at all. It's stormwater related.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, I have a question for Clayton. So how many years did you go to college to learn technical terms like hole in the ground?
4 years, and I'm working on a master's degree.
And what university was that?
Well, they taught us to use common terminology.
The best doctors call it a bruise, not a contusion.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome. Anyone else up here? Any public comment on this one?
Dave Grieve, 128 and a half East Main. It's a terrestrial aperture is the name of it, a hole in the ground. Anyway, my opinion on this, and it's an opinion, is the more that plant grows, the less the town prospers. I think it's counterproductive to the goals of the town to allow that company to grow. I heard a stat, 25 million hogs in Iowa. The closest state to us that has the numbers is 3 million. We're a hog state. It just keeps getting more and more and more and more and more. Everybody's concerned about the smell, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're encouraging it to grow. And I think they lower the wages in town, so it's not a good company to have here, so do what you want.
Other public comment?
Your Honor, if I may.
You may.
Dave, what do you think they pay there?
$20 an hour.
Try 25, 28 bucks an hour. Starting wages could be 20 bucks, but they're also working Saturdays. That's not bad money.
When I was in Wichita, and before we took 14,000 jobs to Mexico, we were paying $20 an hour, and that was like 15 years ago. You're behind in your wages significantly. And when you go to Mexico for $2 an hour, and you don't have to do OSHA, you don't have to do EPA, you just go do what you want. It's hard to compete as a company doing that. I'm battling all kinds of codes and regulations. Be nice if I just pay somebody off, like in Mexico. Because I've been down there. We know how it works. We know how this taking all the people down south and just exploiting them works at $2 an hour. I get it. So do what you want.
I'm not quite sure what your point was. Swifts and JBS have been in town for probably 100 years now, providing wages, and we've seen the good wages. I'm not going to debate this with you, Dave. I'm just going to make a statement. The wages have gone up significantly over the past about 10 years. Their rollover rate is very low for a packing plant, probably the best in the Midwest.
I can see they're investing in the Ward 1 area and improving their housing with those high wages coming in from where they're living. I can see it.
Well,
Or are they sending the money down south?
Excuse me?
Are they sending the money down south from those high wages?
No, they're not sent. All
I'm
I'm
sorry I
saying
missed
is
the
that
last council
JBS
meeting.
pays a decent wage, the rollover rates are good, they want to expand their warehousing here to help with being
Your Honor,
able to
point of
store a
order.
little bit longer. That's all I'm saying, and I don't think it's a bad thing.
That's why you're going to vote yes.
Your Honor.
Yeah, the point of order is well taken. Any other public comment, though?
Hi.
Brad Coral. I'm a corporate engineer with JBS, and I just want to kind of expand a little bit on why this is necessary. So the expansion to the distribution center has nothing to do with killing more hogs per day. Nothing. What it has to do with is our business is changing, right? We were a large commodity, low margin type of business for years and years and years. And that has changed. Now we are more consumer value added types of product. What does that mean? More boxes. We have to ship out more boxes. No more of the big combos. It's more of the small boxes. So that's really the addition that we're putting on. This doesn't have anything to do with smell. It's because we're replacing a retention pond. That's really what it's for. So, just to clarify. Thank you.
I'll call for more public comment.
Jim Shaw, 522 North 2nd Street. JBS has not been here for 100 years. In the 80s, it was Swift's. Then they closed on a Friday and hired everybody back at like $7 an hour less to break the union. But JBS hasn't been here for 100 years.
So JBS and Swifts.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Linda Clark, 306 South 2nd Avenue. I haven't been here 100 years, but 75. And I remember when the first ward council person, Bob Schubert, lived near there. And when the odor got bad, there were chemicals that was put in. And I sometimes can smell the odor at my property on South 2nd Avenue. And when it says it's a retention pond, what is it going to be? Water runoff? Is that what's going to be going in there? Okay, so that's a possibility. It'll either go down or be stagnant, and it could have an odor. But I agree, the odor needs to be addressed so that when there is odor and smell, and when we can smell it around the city, it is not good. It's not good.
The mic is still open if anybody else would like to speak. If not, there was one thing I regretted saying earlier, and that's to Ray Mitchum. I want to thank you for your service, sir, wearing that hat, and those that sometimes have done the service and aren't wearing the hat. Everybody needs to be recognized for that kind of service, and it's a pretty poignant time to be 50 years after the end of the Vietnam War. With that, folks, we are adjourned at...
We need to vote on it.
Oh, no, back up. We did, yeah, boy. Sorry, I tried to get home early. Is there a motion yet?
Yes, we have a motion and a
Have
second.
a second? Let's call the roll.
Nichols?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Thompson?
Yes.
Fonseca?
Yes.
Kell?
Yes.
Lottie Hoff?
Yes.
Mitchell?
No.
That carried, and we are adjourned at 6:19.
Unfortunately, there's processes that we go through.